Hello. Thank you for waiting for me. It was a busy day today. It's a busy day. Yay. It's the last day of bingo. I can't believe it. Well, I mean, in some ways I can, but in most ways I can't. I can't believe it. It went by really fast. February flew by. Also, January did too. Normally for me, January is so long. But this year, oh, it went by really fast. Oh, I need to turn this light on. Excuse me. All right, so everybody knows it's Bullion today. If you are confused and think we should have 2 stitches today, it's because we only have 20 days of stitching, but we have 21 stitches. And the reason we have 21 stitches is just to increase the number of stitches so that it actually takes a little bit longer for people to win bingo. The fewer stitches there are, the earlier someone wins bingo. So we add that in. I think I was using the wrong. Can you guys hear me better now? I wonder if I had these in again. Ay ay ay. So anyway, we are yes, we are doing our 21st stitch today on the 20th. So the other day Bonnie did couching and cast on the cast on stitch. So if you missed that oh, you can hear fine. Oh, good. If you missed that video, it was from Wednesday, and there are the 2 stitches on there, the couching and the cast on. So I encourage you to check that out if you are like, wait, I'm missing one. So that's why. Okay, so let's do this. It is Bullion, and let me put this down. Okay, all right. Oh, the sun is on my. Let me move my little shade blocker thingy. There we go. Okay. So Bullion is a really fun one. Here's mine from my board. I did the tail and the head feathers. So I did 2 down here, kind of curved that one. And then here I did these. Now this looks like this looks like 2 separate ones, but it's actually one that I tacked down in a curve shape. So there's like a little tacking stitch holding it right there. So I can show you how to do that. And I was looking at Bonnie's. Bonnie's is so funny. So she did it in a few different ways. Our lovely maximalist. She did a whole bunch of those where you make the bullion stitch, and instead of laying it down flat on the fabric like it is here, she made them stick up, which looks really cool. And then she also, I noticed she did a little tiny one for that, like an eyelid. Eyelashes. Got all your birds. All right, number 11. Yay. Yep, we are also getting our last one. We're number 14, the chicken one. The chicken butt. So this is ours today. So I will show you how to do the bullion. Anybody want to say, oh, you're number 11? Here? Yep. So you could, yeah, I mean, you could add some, you could give that one a hat or like some kind of head decoration. You could, might be kind of cool if you just did like a really long one here and here. Maybe you could do tiny ones for the feet. Number 7 for Elion. Ooh, I love that bird, a seagull. You could do the eyebrow like Bonnie did on hers. You could, and everybody could put a worm in the beak. That's cute. I might do that today, actually. You could lay it down like Bonnie did and do a fill stitch. She used it kind of to fill it. Number 7 for you too. You guys have them both in number 7. Cool. Number 11. Oh, Aubrey and Sherry are number 11, and Elion and Arlene are number 7. All right, 7-11. my husband built us in in Excel. Actually, we use Google, so in Google Sheets, but same thing. He built us a random number generator, so or a random like list generator. So what we do is we input all of the stitch names, and then it randomly generates unique lists, like hundreds and hundreds of unique lists, which is so cool. So we know that no two people have the same exact list, which is really cool. All right. And that boy was that list like an answer to our prayers because the first year we did it, yeah, it is cool. The first year we did bingo, we actually made every board different. Is that how we did it? We had 3 different versions, and then we no, I know what I can't remember even how we did it, but Bonnie what it meant was, like, Bonnie had to go in and make a new layout for every person. It was just way too much work. It took way too much time. So we really had to think outside the box and think of, like, another way um, to do it because that first way was just not sustainable at all. And, yeah, and so this just came it just is so great. It's so easy. I just, like, copy a new spreadsheet for the next year, and then we're good to go. Uh, where did I put my scissors? I don't know. I will use my favorites. Okay. All right. I am not going to demonstrate in black because it's kind of hard to see. So I am going to use this. I'm using the 6-stranded, but I'm going to split it. And I'm going to strip it actually because I don't want it, I want it to be really blended. So I'm going to take 3 out and then turn one around. Okay. Although it is cool doing them with the variegated because then you can like see the change, but I don't know. I'm kind of feeling like I want to have it be blended. Although this looks like it's not too different from each other. Okay. So if you have a milliner's needle, I highly recommend using that. If you don't, that's okay. You can do it without the milliner's needle. Just the milliner's needle does make it easier to pull them all through when it's time to pull it through. So if you've got one lying around, grab it. But if not, don't worry. You just might have to work a little hard to pull it through. And if you don't have a milliner's needle and you really like embroidery, get yourself one because they're great. Okay, they come in a wide variety of sizes. The smaller the number, I believe, well, wait a second. The smaller the number, the bigger the needle. Is that true with needles? I know it is with thread. Can't remember if it's true with needles. Somebody know? All right. So I think it is the smaller, but I don't know. All right. I am not going to demo it on the white because I'm just going to do it on here. I am going to give this chicken antennas. Okay. So, or not antennas, but like I don't know, like a thing coming up. All right. So you're gonna for the bullion, you're gonna come up and then you're going to go back in at the point that you want to be the end of the bullion stitch. So like here, here, like came in and then I came up at the end so that I knew I wanted it to be this long. So come up where you want it to be that long. That's for like a basic bullion stitch. If you want to do the thing where it sticks up, I'm going to do that next. But what you would do is you would come in much closer so that the base is together. Maybe you could even come like right there. But to do a traditional sort of, not a BonnaHCo style bullion, you're gonna go in where you want it to lay down. Okay. And then like at the end of it. And then you're gonna come back up using the sewing method, come back up right next to where you came out before. And so you're gonna wanna rock that knot out of the way in the back. So this is your setup. You've come in here, you go back in here, but then you use the sewing method and bring your needle back out where you went in. Okay. And then you're going to push it like this. And then it helps to like, I'm kind of grabbing the needle at the back and at the front and then kind of tip it up. So you can see it's like sticking out from the fabric. Okay. And then you're going to take the working end of your thread. So the one that's coming out of the fabric. And then you're going to wind it around your needle. Now, I tried this earlier because I was curious about the handedness. Like, did it matter which hand I used? And I realized that I actually like to hold this with my right hand. I'm right-handed, and wind with my left. So even though the action is with my left, which is what I normally don't like, I think I like the kind of, I don't know, solidness of holding it with my right. But you can play around with it and see what feels best for you. Okay. So then you're going to, for the basic one, you're going to wind these around so it is the same, about the same length that this space is. So your stitches, your twists, your winds should be about the same length as this gap here where your needle is under the fabric. That's if you want it to lay down flat on the fabric. If you want it to bump up a little bit, then you're going to make them a little bit longer. Okay. I do want mine to bump up a little bit. So I have made mine a little bit longer. In fact, I'm going to make it a tiny bit longer. Okay. All right. So now you're at this point. Okay. Then this is the tricky part if you don't have a milliner's needle, because sometimes it's even tricky if you have a milliner's needle. You're going to hold these twists, these wraps, and then with your other hand, push the needle up and through. And sometimes you might have to loosen them a little bit. And then you're going to be sliding the needle through those wraps. Do you see it went through? And that's why the mill helps, is because the eye of the needle is the same thickness as the rest of it. So when you get to the eye of the needle, pulling it through is easy because it's the same thickness that you've been wrapping it around. And then you're going to pinch that, hold that, and then keep pulling to here. I have one thread that's like behind the rest. So I'm just going to adjust those. Hold on. It's this one. Mhm. My husband just got home from the grocery store. There we go. Okay. Sometimes that will happen if you're using stranded floss, then it might like, I don't know if you can see, but these are the threads that are going through the wraps. One of them was kind of behind the others, so it was sticking out. So I just had to make sure I pulled them all through. Then this is the part that's kind of weird. You pull it, and then you're actually going to pull it back towards where you want it to lay down and then push them down. Okay. So now they're there. Now they're like that. So now they are on that thread that you went across with. Come on, focus. What is happening here? There we go. Okay, there it is. All right. And then you to tie it, to keep it there, you go back in where you originally went in at the end. Not originally went in, but where you said this is the end. This is where I want mine to be the end. And there you have a bullion. Okay. So then I'm going to do another one. Do it again. So I'm going to come up here. Then I'm going to make this one shorter. Go here. And then I come back out right next to where I was before. Tip that up and then start wrapping again. Now this time it's shorter. So I'm going to wrap fewer. Pink is starting to get in there. Ow. Myself. Okay. Then you grab this, push the needle up and through. Sometimes it can be hard to get it going. You can loosen those wraps a little bit if you need to, but don't loosen them a ton. Okay. Then you get to this point. So now you're kind of like this. This is super slow focusing today. It's very annoying. Okay. Then if you pull it this way, it'll tighten it up. And the rest of the thread will go through it. Okay. Then just kind of zhuzh it a little bit and then tack it down. Okay. Then do one more. All right. So let me show you. And I'm going to do one more, but then I'll show you the other kind, the shorter, the kind where you can tack it down. So I'm going to come back, go in. I'm going to make this one even shorter. Jaunty angle. Come back out. Okay. Then I'm going to push this down, pop that up, wrap around. It can, the one thing about the milliner's needle is that they are really long. So you can't play thread chicken as much as you can with a, with a shorter needle. Okay. So then push it through, pull it through. And I'm at this point, which is like kind of the weird way. You just pull it this way. Sorry about the focusing today. I don't know what's going on. It's usually really, or much quicker. Yay. Come on. There we go. Okay. And tack it down. All right. So hopefully you've got the basics. All right. That looks just as silly as I had hoped. Okay. So now I'll show you how to make that pop-up kind. Just going to tie up. Okay. I'm just gonna, I'm not really sure where to put it. Just gonna make it, you can see. Okay, so, let's see, what should I use? Maybe I'll use the, I'll use this. I haven't really used, I don't think I've ever done a bullion with pearl cotton. I'll try it. Okay. If you did Count on Fun Bingo with us, then hopefully you have your milliner's needle from that year. We did a lot of knots and stuff that year, so we included a milliner's needle. I always try to include something. Okay, so let's see. I feel like I should put it somewhere interesting, but I don't know where. Maybe I'll just add it to this thing that he's got on his head. Okay. All right, so this is how you do the stick out kind. You're going to come up. I mean, it's the same thing. It's the same as what we did before. And then you're going to go back in. Like, I don't know. I actually don't know how close Bonnie went in. Let me see how close she did. Yeah, she went in really close. Like a 1/16 of an inch away. Okay. Then come back up. Okay. And so it's super tiny. How many bingos have we done? This is our fifth. We did the first one. We had like 3 different colorways. Um, and then that was like a abstract design. Okay, so then you're gonna wrap these on and you're gonna wrap a ton. You're gonna wrap a lot. Then the next year we did Bloomin' Bingo, which was a flower. I think that's when you joined us, Arlene, wasn't it? That was good. That was a little confusing for people though, because we didn't do it like a traditional bingo board. So then the next year we were like, all right, we got to make this like easier for people and easier for us. And so that's when we came up with the idea of doing a 4x4 bingo board because who says you have to do 5x5? And so we did a 4x4 and then added the extra stitches, like I said in the beginning, for the variety. Okay, so after you've wound this on a bunch, then you're going to pull through. It can be pretty tricky to get it through sometimes, but keep at it. You'll get it. And then here, I'm going to have to like slide it down this thread. So if I pull it, it doesn't just go. So I got to slide it down. Got to kind of pull and slide at the same time. And that makes one of those little curvy things. And then you go in and then tack it down and then pull and it will just tighten it all up. There. So we can make it stick out. It was a little confusing, but once you understood it, you enjoyed it a lot. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was cool. It was cool. And yeah, once everybody got it, it was better. All right. And then I'm going to show you one more. So you can also, I'm giving him this guy has a really crazy headdress here. You can also, I'll show you how you can do that where you tack it down. Let's see. I'm going to do it underneath this one. Okay. So you come up and then go back in. So this you have to think about where you want the end shape. So if I want it to curve, and I want the end of it to be over here, but it's going to curve that way, I'm going to do it to here, and then I'll tack it down over here. If I want it to curve that way, then I would do the end of it over here and then have it curve that way, tack it down over there. So it just depends on how you want it to look. So I basically want this to look as weird as possible. So I think I'm going to have it go, I'm going to have it go out and then in, which I think is really weird. Okay. So I'm going to go in here and then come back out. Okay. And then it's the same, but you're going to want to wrap a lot on because the goal is to make it like a curve, right? So, or like a not a straight line. So I'm going to wrap a lot on. And then I'll tell you about the rest of the bingo boards. Yes. So Bloomin' Bingo was the second year. And then the third year was Count on Bingo. And that was the first year that we introduced the 4x4 grid. And so we just had numbers in each box. We thought that would be the easiest. And then we just like did different fonts for the numbers. And so we did in that year, we did like a lot of like lines and kind of linear stitches. And last year was Fur Baby. And this year was Birdie Bingo, which seems to be the most popular design, I would say, by far. Bonnie was saying yesterday she feels like it puts a lot of pressure on her to like come up with another really great design for next year, which she has. It's amazing. And I was saying to her, like, yeah, it's pressure, but everybody just loves what you do. So I don't think that you should feel the pressure because, we're always trying to improve, but don't feel the pressure from an assumption that people are going to be disappointed or not like what you come up with. So fairly I'm very confident in our bingoers that you guys will love what she does. So, okay, so there. So now it is very long and it's sticking up. Just going to zhuzh these a little bit because they're kind of weird. And then you're going to go back in and then tighten that down. And then decide where it's going to go. Oh yeah, this is weird. Bonnie's going to look in this and be like, what happened? And then you just choose like where you want to tack it down. You come up. You could switch to a really thin thread if you wanted it, like if you wanted to make sure it was not visible at all. But you know me, I don't really care. Go back in. Oops, went through my fabric. I can feel it. Luckily, it's right on the edge. I just kind of cut it. One of our so fun students did that the other day, but luckily she like went through right on the edge. But she did the same thing. I just cut it. There. See? Just tack it down. Okay. And change the shape. Pretty funny. I think I need one more right in there. Okay. So then I'm going to tie that off. Okay. Here we go. So a few different ways of using those. Let's add one more for pizzazz. I'm going to use some pink. Good luck. Thanks. They're going to. You love all the designs, and thanks to you guys, the winter goes faster. Oh, good. Yeah, I know. Helps us too. We start. It's so crazy. We start bingo in like October. We start getting ready for it in October. But actually Bonnie is already working on the design for next year. We've been super busy. We have like a lot of classes coming up and you know, we both work outside of BonnaH Co, so that's stuff to do. Okay. All right, I'm gonna fill this right here. This is really wacky and I'm loving it. It's cool. The when I stripped the floss and then twisted one, like switched one around, it made it look striped. It's cool. Okay. Push this through. Bye, guys. Pull back. Back in. If it's okay if it's like a little bit loose at the end, because when you go back in and pull down, it'll tighten. There. Yep. There we go. Pretty silly. It's crazy hot day in birdie land. Okay, everyone. Thanks so much for coming today. Thanks for waiting for me. My schedule had to change a little bit, so I was just switched it to 1:15. So I'm glad that worked. Seems to work for a bunch of you that are here. So thank you. Okay, there we go. And that is it for 2026 Birdie Bingo. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being with us. We have loved watching your progress. We've loved seeing people learn embroidery and just have a lot of fun with this. And we're so appreciative for everyone's you know, enthusiasm and creativity and, you know, partnership in making this another successful year. I think this is our most successful year numbers wise. and we're super happy to grow it again next year. So yeah, right? People make new friends. It's so great. Yeah. Um, and yeah, come back next year and keep an eye on us. If you don't get our newsletter, let me know because we just discovered recently all these people that I thought were getting our newsletter, are actually not. So my apologies if you are like, I've signed up for that thing like 5 times and I'm not getting it. Just like send us an email and say, hey, I don't get your newsletter. So put me on your list. Okay. All right. Thanks everyone. Have a great day. Thanks for joining us. Bye.